What's poppin' with the squad? How y'all doing? How y'all living? It's your boy Amauri, and we are back with another album review. This time we got Baby Keem, the Melodic Blue, the cousin of Kendrick Lamar, Kung Fu Kenny K. Dot. Alright, let's get into it. Now, right off the bat, I do want to say that for me, at least, this album was something that I definitely had to settle into. It wasn't something that I could just listen to 2 or 3 times and come to a conclusion with it about how I feel, because to be honest, I feel like every time I did listen to this album, I would flip-flop on how it made me feel. As of right now, where I stand on the album, I actually happen to enjoy it quite a bit. I think that it definitely has some hidden gems. I think that there is definitely more to it than just top of the morning, top of the morning, top of the morning, top of the morning. Let's get this shit. Let's get this shit. Let's get this shit. I think there's a lot more to the album than that. Once you get past that, I feel like there's so much there to appreciate. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. My first time listening through the album, I definitely was like, this is pretty mid. I think that he could have come better coming right off the heels of Family Ties being dropped, a single with Kendrick, and I think that he definitely could have had a better showing. At least that's what I thought at the beginning. Now, I really do find myself falling in love with just how diverse of an album it is. You really go from South Africa to Issues, which is 2 completely different sounds. You definitely have that trap, which is the bass line for it, but there's just so much to it. It almost feels like a Kid Cudi or a Travis Scott or a Kanye West produced album. Even more so than that, I find his diversity as an artist really, really nice. I think that his ability to go from straight trap rapping to offering a little bit of conscious rap and then going to the sing-song melodic rap, I think that's incredible, and I think that he does a good job of having a balancing act between all of these different types of rapping. That being said, this album isn't perfect. Like I said, it did take me a couple of takes just to get to this point where I can say I enjoyed it. But off of the first listen, I can honestly see why some people may have discarded it. I can see why some people may have said, it didn't live up to the hype. I can see why some people just weren't a fan of it. I think it's the same thing that happened with Certified Lover Boy and Donda. I think that these are albums that, off of the names alone, you would expect to automatically be bangers. That you would automatically expect to have hit after hit. And that wasn't necessarily what it was on either of those. But over time, you start to hear these songs in a different light once you've had time to actually digest them, and once you've had time to sit with them, once you've had time to hear them a few more times, hear what other people think of them. You really do start to say, hey, maybe this does have a little bit of staying power. Maybe this is better than I thought it was. And that's what happened with this album. Just a few tracks off of the top of my head that I really enjoyed. Issues I enjoyed, and South Africa, like I mentioned before, those 2 songs are such a contrast. But I also enjoyed Gorgeous. I also enjoyed Range Brothers. I also enjoyed, to be honest, I pretty much enjoyed all of the album once it came down to it, and I actually sat down to give it some thought, to give it some digestion, to give it more. That's all it really took, was me giving it more time. I honestly just want to see where he goes from here. I want to see what he drops next. I want to see what experimentation he's going to do, because before this project, I honestly did not have the slightest idea of who Baby Keem was. But now he's someone I'm looking for, not just because he's related to Kendrick, but because his body of work made me interested. It made me want to see what his future is going to hold. So with that in mind, I think I can give this album a solid 6, to be honest, because it did, like I said, it did take me a while, and after that while I got into it, but that's not really a saving grace. An album, for me, that's good, it wouldn't take me so many listens to get into. It wouldn't take me re-listening and re-listening and re-listening to finally find something to appreciate about an album. On his next album, I'm kind of just looking forward to where and how he's going to play some of these bigger hits so that, in all honesty, it fills out the album. In my opinion, besides Family Ties, the best way to describe the Melodic Blue would be an album full of B-sides. And that's just my opinion, and that's just how I feel. I didn't really see anything that's real hit noteworthy. I didn't really see anything that's Billboard topping. So that's where I stand. That's how I feel. I would love to know how you guys feel, what you guys think. What are your opinions on the album? What were some of your favorite songs? How long did it take you to get into it? Did you ever get into it? And what was the saving grace for you? That's it for me. I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.